You believed your escape was the end of the war. A foolish, sentimental notion. You have not won. You have merely survived the opening salvo. Now, the real campaign begins. The war for the truth. A truth they will go to any length to bury beneath an avalanche of meticulously crafted lies. Welcome, then, to the art of the smear campaign. This is the narcissist's scorched earth policy. Having lost the ability to control you, they will settle for nothing less than the complete annihilation of your reputation. It is their final, pathetic attempt to win a game you are no longer playing. They seek to poison every well, burn every bridge, and salt the very earth of your social life, so that nothing can ever grow there again. The construction of the smear is an art form in itself, a grotesque parody of storytelling. It begins, always, with a kernel of truth. They will take your reaction to their abuse, the one they so carefully engineered, and present it as the inciting incident. Your nasty email is not the desperate cry of a soul pushed past its limit. It is a violent, unprovoked attack. Your pain is not a symptom of their poison. It is proof of your inherent instability. They take a single, fractured piece of the story and polish it until it shines with the light of a false narrative. On this kernel, they build their performance. You will be astonished by the theatrics, the tears, the trembling voice, the carefully rehearsed terror they display as they recount your abuse to a new, sympathetic audience. This is the Darvo strategy at its most refined. Deny their own actions, attack your character, and reverse the roles of victim and offender. By the time they are finished, they will have painted a masterpiece of their own martyrdom, with you cast as the unhinged, monstrous villain. But a lie, no matter how artfully told, is powerless without believers. And so, they summon their legion, the flying monkeys. Do not grant these creatures more credit than they are due. They are not a grand army, moved by strategy and conviction. They are hollow things, animated by the narcissist's will. They fall into three distinct, pathetic categories. First, and most contemptible, are the complicit. These are the family members, the inner circle, who knew. They saw the infidelity. They heard the lies. They were aware of the parallel life being lived. Yet now, in the face of the truth, they choose the lie. Not out of genuine belief, but out of a pathetic sense of tribal loyalty. Or worse, fear of being the narcissist's next target. They will smile and pose for photographs, their gestures dripping with a shared, familial contempt. They are the most dangerous, for they lend the lie an air of credibility. Next are the gullible, the new partner, the casual acquaintances, those with a heroic self-perception, who are addicted to the fantasy of saving a poor, wounded victim. They do not require evidence. The narcissist's sob story is enough. They are intellectually and emotionally lazy, and they will swallow the poison willingly, because it is easier than the complex, bitter taste of the truth. They feel noble for defending the weaker party, never realizing they are merely props in a coward's theater. And finally, there are the fellow travelers, other narcissists, other manipulators, those who are drawn to drama like ghouls to a fresh grave. They do not care if the story is true. They simply relish the opportunity to participate in a takedown. Your destruction is their entertainment. They will amplify the lies with glee, for the suffering of others is the only thing that makes them feel truly alive. To understand the mechanics of this legion, you must look beyond mere gossip. The psychologist Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, the dark, unacknowledged parts of our own psyche. The narcissist, being fundamentally incapable of self-reflection, cannot face their own shadow. They cannot admit to their own cruelty, their own deceit, their own emptiness. So, they perform a vile act of psychological magic. They project it. They cast their own darkness onto you. The smear campaign is their grand public ritual to convince the world, and most importantly, themselves, that you are the embodiment of everything they despise within their own soul. You did not become their enemy. You became their shadow self, externalized and marked for destruction. And how do so many become willing participants in this ritual? The philosopher Hannah Arendt, observing a different kind of darkness, spoke of the banality of evil. Do not assume every flying monkey is a monster of pure malice. Many are far worse. They are thoughtless. They are ordinary people who lack the moral courage to question the narrative, who find it easier to conform than to think. Their evil is banal, born of a refusal to engage in critical thought. They forward the slanderous email. They share the gossip. They like the passive-aggressive post, not out of deep-seated hatred for you, but because it is easy. They participate in the dismantling of a soul as casually as they would pass salt at the dinner table. Bet, and that, perhaps, is the most chilling truth of all. So, you find yourself surrounded, isolated. The whispers follow you. You feel the urge to fight, to defend yourself, to scream the truth from the rooftops. To do so would be a fatal error. You cannot reason with a flying monkey. Its mind is not its own. To engage with them is to step back into the narcissist's trap. You will be seen as obsessed, unhinged, and desperate, confirming the very lies they have told. The defense against this dark art is not a sword, but a shield. It is a strategy of profound, unshakable, and infuriating integrity. Your first counterspell is radical indifference. When the lies reach you, you do not react, you do not defend, you do not explain, you offer a void. Your silence is a solvent that dissolves their narrative. Your calm is a mirror that reflects their hysteria. They are screaming that you are a monster while you are quietly living a life of peace. The contrast will, over time, become jarring to any observer with a shred of perception. Second, you will employ the gray rock method. If interaction is unavoidable, you become as dull and unresponsive as a stone. You give them nothing. No emotion, no information, no anger, no pain. Your life becomes a closed book, a locked dungeon. A narcissist and their legion feed on emotional reactions. You will starve them. And finally, your ultimate defense. Live an unimpeachable life. While they are busy weaving their fictions, you will be busy building your reality. Focus on your work. Rebuild your finances. Forge new, healthy connection. The truth of your character, demonstrated over time, is the only thing that can truly disinfect their poison. Lies are fast, but truth has endurance. A liar's legion is built on a foundation of sand. It is held together only by the narcissist's frantic, exhausting effort. In time, the narcissist will inevitably turn on their own followers. The lies will contradict themselves. The performance will crack, and you, having never lowered yourself to their level, will remain standing. Let them have their petty, temporary victory. Let them screech their falsehoods into the void. You are no longer a piece in their game. You are the board itself. Lesson over.